Have you ever noticed that the cards from Ace to 10 are more than just isolated images, and they unfold a story with each suit telling its own? Today, I'm going to reveal one of them. Get ready for the collateral effects. Once you see the full picture, there's no going back. You'll never look at these cards the same way again. You'll unlock a whole new level of understanding. Let's dive in. There are moments in life when an opportunity for connection or a new relationship appears. Accepting it means being open to the uncertainty of what's to come, to joy and growth, but also to challenges that might be uncomfortable or emotions you may not be ready for. A new relationship can be a chance to release old fears, to rewrite the stories that have kept you guarded, yet you may hesitate. What if it's just another disappointment? That's exactly where he is right now. His mind, determined to protect him, raises doubts and fears, reminding him of every time he gave everything, only to be left empty. It pulls him back to the past. Think about it. It always ends the same way. You give, they take, you love, they drain you. And when there's nothing left, they walk away. They always do. So why would this time be any different? Remember, you've been here before. You poured your heart into each relationship. You gave everything without limits. Always present, always making sure their needs were met, that they felt safe and cared for. But tell me, were you ever truly valued? Was your devotion ever met with the same commitment and care? When relationships blossom, joy is supposed to follow. At least that's the hope. Yet reality is often different. Is this joy always shared equally? Let's be real, relationships don't always work the way we expect. Sometimes one person gives with all their heart, while the other only takes. Not out of malice, but simply because that's all they've ever known. They see relationships as transactions, focusing on what they can get rather than what they can build together. Their primary interest is their own benefit, not the partnership itself. And when they've taken all they can, they move on, leaving behind a partner questioning, was I ever truly loved? Is my value only in what I give? His past relationships made him realize exactly this. His devotion was never met with the same commitment and care. He was always taken advantage of, and it always ended the same way. They left him felt empty and unhappy. In this moment, his mind swirls with numbness and bitter resignation. He retreats inward, lost in thought, indifferent to the opportunities life still holds. He grieves, mourning misplaced hopes, convinced that happiness was taken from him, and the weight of disappointment presses heavily on his heart. Yet, as he drifts through his thoughts, a realization begins to take shape. He's starting to understand something he's never wanted to admit. His happiness has always been tied to others, to their approval, their attention, their love. When they needed him, when they relied on him, it made him feel whole and gave him purpose. But when they left, there was an emptiness he didn't know how to fill. Then, in a moment of clarity, something clicks. Maybe this was his mistake all along. He had given not out of pure generosity, but in the quiet hope that others would finally see, appreciate, and value him as he wished. By placing the responsibility for his happiness in their hands, he set himself up for inevitable disappointment. Now he realizes that true generosity should be free of expectation. He should have given the way children do. They don't give to secure their place in someone's life. They give because it brings them joy, because it feels natural. They share to create a happy moment, to show affection, or just to be kind. And that's what true giving looks like. Offering without hidden motives, without expecting anything back. And yet, even as this realization takes shape, a part of him still holds on to the belief that fulfillment lies beyond himself. He convinces himself that if he just makes the right choice, follows the right path, happiness will finally come. He's looking at all possibilities, weighing different options, trying to figure out which one will make him feel whole. There are countless directions he could take, each promising something different. He could chase wealth, believing financial success will finally bring him peace. He could seek fame and recognition, hoping that admiration will fill the emptiness inside. Wisdom and knowledge might offer purpose, giving him something greater to strive for. Or maybe security is what he truly needs, a stable, predictable life where nothing can shake him. As he considers these choices, deep down, something is shifting, and a new realization starts to take shape. Maybe none of them will truly satisfy him in the way he hopes. What if what he's looking for isn't out there at all? This is the turning point. It's not about rejecting opportunities, but about recognizing that no matter what he chooses, his fulfillment will always come from within. No external achievement, possession, or validation can create lasting happiness. Wealth, success, recognition, security might bring temporary satisfaction, but they can't fill the deeper void inside him. True fulfillment isn't about what he gains from the world, but about how he relates to himself. If he believes he isn't enough, no amount of success will convince him otherwise. If he seeks love to feel worthy, even the deepest affection won't erase his doubts. But if he finds contentment in who he is, if he accepts himself fully, then no matter what he chooses, whether he builds an empire or lives a simple life, his happiness won't depend on the outcome. This doesn't mean external things don't matter, but they stop being the source of his worth. He can enjoy them, pursue goals, and take risks, but he does so from a place of wholeness rather than lack. That's why fulfillment is an inner state. It's not something he finds, it's something he uncovers within himself. Now that he knows he is enough, he sees the truth. Nothing was ever missing. He doesn't need to earn his worth. He doesn't need to prove himself to anyone. He doesn't need permission to take up space. He doesn't need to be more, to do more, or have more to be valuable. His worth isn't in what he achieves, it's in who he is. He carries a deep sense of inner peace and self-acceptance. There's a quiet confidence in knowing he is complete as he is, without striving to be someone else. Embracing his own worth, he's created genuine and lasting relationships that thrive on trust, respect, and authenticity. This is what he came to understand. When you accept yourself exactly as you are, you stop looking to others to define your worth or validate your existence. Instead of relying on someone else to fill the emotional gaps or fix what you feel is missing in yourself, you bring your whole, unshaken self into the relationship. You understand that your value isn't dependent on the other person's affection, attention, or approval. You are complete on your own, and that realization allows you to connect with others from a place of strength, not need. This shift changes the dynamic of your relationships in profound ways. When you are self-accepting, you can engage with others without the fear of rejection, without constantly trying to prove yourself or adjust to their expectations. There's no pressure to perform in ways that aren't true to who you are. This freedom allows for more authentic and genuine interactions, where you and the other person can just be yourselves. Relationships built on self-acceptance aren't driven by the desire to complete each other, but by a shared understanding that both individuals are already whole. You don't need to mold yourself to fit someone else's idea of who you should be, and they don't need to mold themselves to your expectations. Instead, both of you bring your full, unique selves to the table, creating a space where both can grow and thrive together. This doesn't mean that challenges won't arise, or that people don't need support from each other. In fact, the strength that comes from self-acceptance makes it easier to navigate difficult moments because you have a solid sense of who you are, regardless of external circumstances. You're not relying on the relationship to make you feel better or to fix what's wrong in your life. You are already whole, and together, you and your partner can build something that is based on mutual respect, understanding, and a shared commitment to supporting each other's growth. By understanding that you are enough, you bring a depth to your relationships that makes them more genuine and enduring. You form bonds based on mutual understanding and the freedom to be yourselves, not out of a need to fulfill a void. I'd love to know if what I shared resonates with you. Please feel free to share your thoughts or leave a comment. See you in another video. Take care.